this size. As we said, we don't have enough time. So this practice sheet, we will do the following. Actually, last week we discussed the same idea. The basic ideas of Microsoft Excel. We discussed how to use the sum. Have we discussed how to use the functions? Those functions, sum, average, count, max, min. تكلمنا على functions? No? شو يا شباب؟
لا 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 لأن آخر فترة كان معلق.
شو سؤالك again؟
بسأل عن functions. تكلمنا عن functions؟ ما تكلمنا صح؟
أنا عن نفسي أعرف.
ايه الشباب ما عندهم خلفية. طيب تمام. طيب in our last session, so we discussed how to use the formulas. We said if we want to count, for example, to find the result of the following calculation, let's say, hey, so we will start with the equal sign, then we will use the names of the cells, as we can see.
Enter.
Exactly. And then we will press enter. We will get the result like this. Okay, so it's the equal sign. Then you can just use the name of any cell you want to make a calculation in. For example, this one, I will multiply it, for example, with this one, as we discussed in our last session. Type. This will be very easy if we are using less than 5 cells. We can perform calculations if we are doing the same in less than 5 cells as values. Okay, if it's more than that, it will be a little, and it will be very challenging if we need to use it with like 1,000 cells. How can we find the summation of 1,000 value? It will take me forever actually to build it one by one, right?
Drag.
Okay, but still it will take time. The idea here, we need something, let's say, some simpler, which can help me more. That's why in Microsoft Excel they build functions. So the functions are pre-built formulas in which you just will give the values and it will give you the result. Type. Where can we find the formulas? Actually, we have different ways to find them. Mainly, I will tell you the 3 major ways to find the formulas. The first one, you will use this if x here, insert function. Just click on it. You will get some functions here. Guess how many functions do we have? Who can expect how many functions do we have? Here, as we can see, those are the most recently used. Here, you will find like 10. If you want to see all of the functions that you have, select all here. Yes, thank you. I think that we have more than 150. I think I read somewhere it's 170 functions. Okay, so many functions. This is the first way then. If x, then select all, you will find all the functions. The second way, the easiest way, this one, most likely you'll use this one. Go to this sigma sign, if you can see it. So here we have this row, click on it. You will use mainly these functions: sum, average, count, numbers, max, and min. Okay. If you want to find more, to get the list like here from fx, you can just as well select more functions, and it will give you this. There's 3 ways more. You can use from formula, insert function, or even these functions from here. And the last way, if you are expert, so you can just type it like this. Okay, you will reach a point in which you will use it like this. اسمعوا هذا اللي راح أقوله الحين. أهم شيء, the most important thing when we are performing or when we are using the function, to select an empty cell. That is the first. Then Now, we will talk about mainly these 5 functions. You will see we will use exactly the same way, but the difference is in the result. So the first one is for what? Summation. What do you mean by sum? يعني بيطلع لي التوتال المجموع. Sum. Average. It's the sum divided on the number of the items or the values. بيطلع لي الافريج. Count numbers. If we have like these cells, it will count only the cells with numbers. يعني these here. يعني it will not count this one, for example, the student name or the exam, or even the empty ones. Okay? So it will count only the cells with numbers. That is the count number. Max, it will find the maximum value. Min, it will find the minimum value. Type. So let's start with the sum. How can we apply the sum function? First of all, we need to select an empty cell. Then I will go to the auto sum. I will select sum. Okay, in some cases, as we can see here, it will select the correct range. But let's assume that it doesn't select the correct range. How can I select the range? By drag and drop, like this. ظللنا. Then enter. You will get the result. Let's repeat it once again. Auto sum, sum. The selection is correct. I can just press enter. Otherwise, I will reselect. Let's do it for the third time. Sum.
It's more easier
See
than
here.
I write the codes, Mister.
Yeah, that's much easier than writing
Faster, more.
the calculations. Yeah, definitely. I will give you another clue actually. As you can see here, the selection is wrong. So that's why we need to take care when we are selecting, okay? Because we are finding the total for this given student, Fatima. And here we go. Type. Actually, you don't have to do it like 10 times for each student alone. How can I do it then?
drag
See.
it.
Yeah. Yes, tell me, please.
هذا الدارك بوينت drag it to the last.
Yes. Thank you very much. Go to this corner. The mouse cursor will be changed to be like the plus sign. Then just hold it and drag it down. See? This will work in most cases, okay? In some cases, it will not work. But in most cases, it will work. As you can see, now we applied it for all the cells. Okay? I'm sorry.
صح يا دكتور.
على قلبك الله يجزاك خير. طيب, is it clear the first one?
Yes.
Okay, lovely. That is for the total, to find the total. Under the result, use if formula. I will just delay it. Before that, we need to talk about the average. How can I find the average for each student? Or
Average
let's
for?
assume that I will not say about for each student. I will find the average for the totals. يعني بدي أشوف معدلات الكل اللي عندي متوسط مع درجات الموجودين عندي. شو الطريقة؟
في
First of
الفانكشن
all,
average.
Yes, thank you. First of all, we need to select an empty cell. Don't forget this, because in most of the cases, I can see that the students forget to select an empty cell. They are starting by selecting what? The range. That's so wrong, because sometimes it will replace one of the values here, and it will put what? The result. So the first step is select an empty cell. Then go to auto sum, select the average. The selection is completely wrong. Why? We have some free empty cells. طيب, now it will consider it like 0. It's okay. But sometimes if there is any new values, it will consider it as a part of the average. طيب, that's so wrong. So I will just select the correct range. Then enter. As you can see, the average here is 70.9. All right. Let me see the average for the... How can I find the average of the final? Select empty cell, auto sum, average, select from 35 to 20 here. Then enter. All right. Easy.
Mister, can you repeat it again, please?
Sure. I will find the average for the assignment here, those values from 15 to 12. So first of all, I will select an empty cell. Then I will go to the auto sum. I will select the average. The selection here is wrong, so I will just delete it. I will select from 15 to 12. Then just enter. I'm getting the result. يعني معدل درجات الطلاب في هذا الاساينمنت كانت 14 و9. Okay, so very easy. Just select empty cell, select any function you want to use, then select the range, يعني الخلايا من إلى, then enter. You will get the result. That's it. طيب, can we do the same of the dragging in the horizontal way اللي حكينا عليها خالد? Yes. Yes, we can do it in the horizontal way. طيب, let's assume that we want to find how many students took the exam, the first exam. Here, it's very clear that it's there. We have 10 students took the exam. How can we find it through a function? Auto sum, count numbers. The selection is wrong. I will count how many results do we have here. And enter. As you can see here, we have 10 results, yani 10 students. Once again, the count numbers is to find out how many cells include a number. So here we have 10, 4 times, it means we have 40 cells with numbers. طيب, let's assume that we have something like this, M2. Does it consider it like a number? This one? هل الإكسل بيعتبرها number هذه؟
لا.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Okay, so if there's, even if it's in the opposite way, يعني 2M كمان ما بيعتبر لي اياها انها number. زي ما انتم شايفين ما عم بيتغير. هذه text. Anything other than a real number, it will consider it like a text, not a number. Okay. Type. Let's find the maximum. يعني who took the maximum grade in the total? How can we find? I will select an empty cell. Auto sum. Maximum. The selection. Yes, thank you, max. So the selection is wrong. I will select the range and enter. As you can see here, the result is 90. أعلى درجة كانت 90. دور فيهم هتشوف إنها أعلى درجة فعلا كانت هي 90. طيب, what about the minimum? Obviously it's 42, but let's try. As we said, this is very simple table. Sometimes you will have like more than 1,000 or 2,000 results. So in that case, definitely you will need some functions, okay, to find who got the greatest or the highest mark. The lowest mark, I will find the minimum. Then I will delete the selection. I will select the correct range and enter. As we can see here, it's 42.
دكتور
Right?
again مرة ثانية.
Yes, sure. So I will select an empty cell, any empty cell. It doesn't mean that I have to select this one. Okay, then to the sigma, select minimum.
Okay.
Okay, then select the grades here, the range. Why we are selecting this? Why do we need to select these values?
Because the numbers.
Because, yes, exactly. And we are looking for the greatest, or actually the minimum.
The minimum.
Grade.
Yes.
Yes, of the total.
Yes.
So here it's 42. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions so far? No questions? Okay, lovely. Type. Those are very simple functions. But don't expect all the time that we will use alike functions. Yani, those are very simple once again. We have some more advanced functions. Something like the if statement. It's a little bit advanced actually. It's not hard, it's very easy. Yani, as we can see here, the results. It's out of 100. So any student has a grade over 70, let's say, we can just give him a pass mark. Otherwise, we will give him what? Failed mark. How can we do so? We will use the if function. Type. I will put the result in this. For this student, Ahmed, I will compare his total with, is it over 70 or not? And I will put the result in this cell. The question is here. By the way, delete this one. It's a little bit advanced for your level. And this one is optional because as well, it's a little bit advanced. All right, that's it. Type. Let's go to this one. Under the column result, use if formula to display the result as follow. If the total mark, see the condition, because we will translate it. How can we translate it? We will translate it in mathematical way. If the total marks less than 60, result is fail. Else, result is pass. Okay, so less than 60, it means fail. Type. How can we we can go to the sigma here. We don't have the if, so definitely, obviously, we will go to more functions. Or you can just go to the fx. Okay? You have two ways to find the if function. The first way, just serve in this, or I prefer to go to the most recently used one. So most likely you will find the if function here. Otherwise, you need to serve on the list on the all. All right. As we can see, we have the if function here. I will just select OK. Type. Here, we need to add 5 different things. What are these things? 3 in the first field, 1 in the second, and 1 in the last. So the first one, let's go back here. We will translate it as we said. The total mark. Type. Where's the total mark here of Ahmed? وين مجموع أحمد في أي cell؟
توتال 80
اللي هي
E4.
E4 yeah.
E4. Thank you. E4. Exactly. Type. We will compare it with what? let's go back there. It says that less than. So we need to translate it to less than. Shift with the comma in your keyboard. أو اللي هي shift وحرف الواو إذا عندك بالعربي على الكيبورد. shift وحرف الزاي أو الزين هتحصل اللي هي الأصغر من. Okay, so I'm sorry, أكبر من. هذه أصغر من. This one is less than. The opposite, this one is greater than. طيب, sometimes you will compare it with something like more than or equal. Okay, so more than, yes, I will use this. As you can see, the sign of more than, then the sign of equal.
شوف دكتور أنا
It's
طول
not
عمري
like
أنا أخربط بين الأكبر والأصغر، فالله يرضى عليك فهمني الأكبر وين والأصغر وين.
الأصغر اللي وجهها بالعكس
الدبوس
هي أصغر. أيوه بالضبط.
اللي على اليسار.
لا شوفي
اللي
يا
على-
خلود، انا بشرح لها دكتور.
تفضل
شوفي
اسمع.
الدبوس وين تحصلين وجه الدبوس
أوكي.
هذا معناه اصغر.
إيه
أوكي.
الجهة اللي على وجه
الجهة
الدبوس
اللي
الله
فيها
يجزاك
الدبوس.
خير، اللي عليها وجه الدبوس الله يجزاك خير صح، هي الأصغر. اللي بتكون على وجه الدبوس هي الأصغر. الجهة الثانية اللي هي عند الزاوية من المفرجة هذه هي الأكبر.
أوكي.
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 Okay, so هني هذه أصغر E4. أصغر من it says that we need to use 60 here, right? Less than 60. So we translated the condition. That is the logical test. طيب 80 is less than 60? Definitely not, right?
No.
No. طيب. So if it's less than 60, we will give the student fail. If it's more than, it will be pass. Right? So as you can
Yes.
see here, the result is pass. Why?
Yes.
It's more than 60.
Yes.
So just click on OK, and we get the pass. طيب. Let's do it once again with the opposite.
Okay.
You will tell me how. Total mark is greater than or equal, and I will use 70 here. Or not fail, good, or not good. Okay, let's apply this. Total marks greater than or equal 70. The result will be good, else result not good. So let's go to the second student, Ali. He got 84. How can we check? I will use the if function, right? fx.
Yes.
Okay, I will use the if. Type. Let's build the logical test. We said in the logical test we need 3 different things. Here it says that we need to use the total marks of this student. So where's the result of this student? It's in E5.
E4.
E5 here for this student, Ali. All right, so it says that greater than or equal. So greater than, we will use this.
تسوي علامة الأكبر وتسوي علامة اليساوي.
يساوي exactly. Then it says we need to use 70.
70.
Yes, thank you. If so, if it's more than 70, as we mentioned here, we will give it good. Otherwise, not good. So here is good. I'm sorry. And here is not good. And okay. So the student got good. The magic is if you changed any one of the values here, it will change the total, and according to that, it will change the result as well. Okay, for example, this student got 30. Let us make it to 0. Change it to 0. As you can see, the total here is 50. 15 plus 35 is 50, and the result is fail. Okay, go back. It's pass. Now, type. How can we use the same with all other students? How can we apply the same function?
ناخذ هي
Drag. Thank you very much. We can just drag it. So I use the second one. If I want to use the first one, I have to drag the first one, the pass. And here we go. We got the results. We have only 2 students failed. 2 students failed.
صح.
All right. Any questions so far?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Tell me.
How to assign the grading procedure, like pass, fail, or whatever?
You mean how to apply this the if function, this one?
Yes.
Okay. Once again, we are using the if function. To use the if function, you have to select an empty cell. Do you want to repeat it? Let me just understand.
No, I just want to understand.
All right. Shall I repeat it?
Yes, if you want.
Yes, sure, definitely. So the idea here is we are translating the condition. So do you want to apply the first one or the second one, number 3 or number 4?
No, I want to know how to grade. Like it's giving not good or pass or what.
الثانية
Alright.
أتوقع الجود والنوت جود.
I'm sorry. Right, let's do it. So first of all, we will select an empty cell, then we will go to the fx. We will select the if function. The second one here, I'm asking you to find where's the total marks of the given student, any given student, okay? And we will compare it with what? Greater than or equal 70. If so, if it's more than 70, we will give the good. Otherwise, we will give not good. So here, where's the result of the given student? Here, Ahmed, the first one. It's obviously here in E4, right?
Yeah, the total.
Okay. Then, we said we will compare it with 70. طيب, between E4 and 70, what shall we add? We said that if it's more than or equal, so we will use the greater than sign, then the equal sign, then 70. If it's more than or equal 70, we will give him good. Otherwise, we will give him what? Not good. By the way, it's just an example. You can type anything you want, even in Arabic. يعني ممكن أحط له أنا إذا كان فوق ال70 أعطوه الإكزاس. وإذا كان أقل أعطوه accent. accent أحلى وأحلى. في السعودية كنت استخدمها كثير هذا المثال لأنه إحنا أصلا كنا ندرس في العربي وعندهم هم يعني خصوصا فترة
السمارت زين، السمارت حلو، أعطى سمارت في أحلى منها.
سمارت عشانه راسب،
عشان صغير يابا على حجمه.
ما عشان راسب نعطيه سمارت مكافأة. ميني كوبر بالمرة. خلود مرة ما شاء الله كريمة. عطى سيكل أزين شيء. عطى سيكل.
سيكل حرام عليك دكتور، بهدلته.
ما هو راسب. طيب هذا الرجال ماخذ 80، هيطلع له لكزس ولا سيكل؟
80 كامري.
يطلع له روز رايز.
يطلع هذا لازم يطلع له روز رايز. قولات الشباب صح. عطى لكزس. طيب يلا let's do it once again with بنعطيه المرة هذا بنتلي إذا كان فوق ال80. يلا مين بيقول لي كيف؟
نفس الطريقة ادخل على السيجما F.
Yes. سيجما more functions.
مهم.
If. Okay.
انتر.
All right. Then
اللوجيك اللي تبغاه اللي هي مثلا
this.
if
This.
E5
Okay. More
more than or equals
than or equal 80.
greater than equals
All right. عطى
okay 80
عطى بنتلي
يستاهل. اوكي
يستاهل بنتلي.
إيه.
غير
اوكي،
هيك.
ولا تحتي شو بياخذ؟
آه...
ايوه، فكر. مرسيدس، يلا.
مرسيدس وراسب ما هو.
بعد راسب بعد
راسب
حرام
مرسيدس؟
يعني. ايه حرام يعني.
يلا وردة زينة.
عطى
هي
دبدب.
وردة هذا اللي قال وردة زين.
خلاص وردة ابشر.
عيدوا لنا الامتحان.
إيه. خلود لا.
يلا هذا عطى وردة. يلا هذا طلع له بنتلي ما شاء الله عليه. Okay, so I will use the same condition for the rest of the students. Which one, the Lexus one or the Bentley's one?
لا، خلينا في البنتلي، خلينا في الأكبر.
All right, okay. إيه كلهم طلع لهم ورد.
أيوة، هذا أحسن شيء. عيد لهم كلهم الامتحان.
ما في إلا 3 طلع لهم بنتلي. يلا حلوين 3 بنتلي.
هم راسبين، عيدهم الامتحان.
ايوه ياخذوا ورد وهم راسبين. طيب, is it clear now how to use the if function?
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay, it's obviously very easy. Just focus on how to build the function and everything will be easy after that, all right? يعني just how to build the function. You need the name of the cell. يعني most commonly المشكلة الأكبر اللي بشوفها الكل بيواجهها إنه ما بيحدد بس هذه السل. لما يجي يجيب الاختبار بيروح بيلخبط، بيروح بيقول لك أنا بدي أعمل مثل السم، بحدد كل الريزلتس لكل الطلاب. How can I compare all together? We will compare result by result. We cannot compare all together, right? Keep it in your mind. We will not select all of the results. We will select one by one. We will compare this and we will get the result. According to that, then we will get another one for the second student and so on. Okay? Don't forget this. Most of the cases, I saw it, they are using this. Selecting these, then comparing with whatever. Yani, there's no logic here. There's no logic here. See, it will give you what? Nothing. It's wrong. It's wrong. Try to apply it to the rest. So don't select all the results. You need to compare one by one. So, how can we draw a chart for this? I want to draw a chart in which I will use these results: the student name, the exam, the assignment, the final, and the total. First of all, to draw the chart, you need to know, you need to know exactly what do you need to include in your chart. Yani sometimes we will ask you to draw a chart for the student name with the total only. So you'll select this and this only. How can we do so? I will select the first column, then I will hold the control button. I will select the second column. Right? If I want to draw for all of these grades, I will select them all together. Or
هذا شو؟
there's some chart.
شو
رسم
هذا؟
بياني. رسم بياني.
اوكي.
رسم بياني زي هذولا. اوكي.
مم.
رسومات بيانية. طيب إذا أول شيء, the first thing is how to select. That is the most important thing when we are starting. Then we will go to insert charts رسوم بيانية بالعربي. Okay, يعني نمثل هذه الأرقام برسم بياني. So then we will select any type of charts we want. We have different types actually here. So for example, I will use the column one. I prefer to use this, the first one. As you can see here, we have the chart of these students. Okay. Is it clear?
وتقدر تغير الاسم بعد، اسم الشارت تايتل، صح؟
Exactly. Yes. Thank you. So if you want to change the chart title, just select the chart title here and type whatever you want.
خلاص بشتغل وياك دكتور.
ايه ما شاء الله عليكي. Perfect. Perfect خلود. وين شغالة خلود؟
أنا في البلدية.
ما شاء الله. الله يوفقك يا رب.
تسلم.
الله يسلمك. غالب الشباب شغالين متوقع في البلدية في سيوة. وفي بالشرطة بعد إحنا أكيد. هذا ملاحظتي من الأترام اللي طافت.
وفي أدنك.
في واحد فدنك معروف.
ما شاء الله.
نعم بلاكم
لا إله إلا الله بلاكم.
ذاك أدنك ما شاء الله عليه.
ما شاء الله. ما شاء الله. في عنا بأدنك.
من اللي دام فدنك بلا؟
ما أعرف.
أكو يا سيد حرطم.
لا إله إلا الله.
في بأدنك في ما في حد بإينوك؟
عادي
لا هاي خلاص شلوها من
أدنك
زمان.
أينك ضدي فعادي قول لي اللي تبغى عنها.
يشلوها من زمان.
قفلت إينوك؟
للأسف يا ريت بس عادي موجودة.
رجعوهم خلاص.
طب في عنا حد بديوة؟
يلا دكتور أنت أسأل كل واحد أنت وين تداوم عشان يعطيك introduction about himself وتاخذ يعني منهم.
It's fine إينوك حط إينوك bad example عادي.
لا حط أدنك مش إينوك.
I'm just asking because actually
حط جامعة سكاي لاين.
ايه skyline. I will not take an example. خلاص. طيب.
عند السكاي لاين بيوقف.
هي بالضبط.
السكاي لاين بيوقف.
يعني أنا من skyline, so you cannot say even a word. You are skyliners after all, right?
بيتوهق عقب.
لا أبدا.
أوكي.
أنا مع كلمة الحق. طيب, let's just perform some more formatting. As you can see here, in this table, we have, first of all, these three cells are merged together. How can we merge so here? We will select these three cells.
Select the cells you want to merge.
All
نسوي
right.
لهم select وبعدين نسوي لهم
right
merge مع
click.
بعض.
Merge, thank you. Or right click.
Yes.
You'll find it there.
Yeah.
هذه
you'll
بعد
find
طلعت
it
لك
here.
هنا في السهم.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's for merging. طيب. As we can see as well down here, we have wrap text. How can we wrap the text here?
موجودة بعد نفس المكان.
Thank you. So we can just select right click and you will find the wrap text. I believe, no, it's not here. So
لا هنا فوق في المربع.
في المربع اللي فوق.
yes, I will use this one. Thank you.
راب.
I will use this one. I will just increase the size.
وسع شوي.
وسع الله لا يضيقها على أحد.
الله يوسع عليك.
يا رب.
يوسع علينا وعليكم يا رب. الله لا يضيقها على أحد.
آمين.
All right. وهذا هو جينا خلينا الإيش؟ الراب تكست.
بس يسوى وايد كبير.
أي عادي. بدك تصغريه شوية إيه؟ صغريه شوية بعد هذا هو. ما عندك مشكلة.
سوي دبل كليك بيعطيك the perfect size.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Thank you. So
Welcome.
we need just to add one thing more, which is, as we can see here, we have borders. How can we apply the borders? Select ونصير هنا and we will select all borders.
معلق أصلا.
معلق مبين؟
لا. الحين أوكي.
All right, so we will select Then we will go here and we will select all borders.
And we can also remove the borders between. صح؟
Yes, thank you. If we want
Okay.
to remove them, just select no borders. No borders. All right. So here we have borders. If you want to print it out, as you can see, accessing printer, we have table with borders. Without those borders, it will be like text, not a table. Any questions so far? Right. Let's just do the rest of the things here, because I have two more things. Find percent of best student where the percent of best students equal the number of best students on the total number of the student type. First of all, how can we find how many students do we have? The total number of the students. The easiest way, as we said, use count numbers.
اللي هو السم.
Count numbers, thank you. And I will use the results. يعني كل واحد عنده درجة أجل هو student, right?
Yes.
So we have 10 students. Right. How can I find how many students passed according to the result? We will use exactly the same one, the count numbers. But see the trick. I will go
Count
to more.
F.
Count F, thank you. I will go to all. I will select the count.
The count F.
We will find count F here. I will select the count F.
الرينج مالك بيكون
Range
الرينج مالك
from the
تحط
first,
التوتال.
yes, from the pass to the fill here.
ايوه.
Until fill.
Yes, okay. And the criteria is pass.
الكريتيريا باس.
Pass.
الكريتيريا باس.
That's so true. And okay,
Okay, done.
we have 8 students passed. So what about the failed student? We can do the same, but I prefer to use something easier. So I will just subtract 10, 8 out of the 10.
نقصها وخلاص.
ايه بالضبط. هذا هو. 2. طيب. Lastly, the percent of the best student. How can we find the percent of the best student?
هذا اللي انا ما عرفته، انا سويته مانوالي.
Very, very easy. Equal the best students over the total number of the students.
ايوه انا شي سويت، عقب خليت السل بال100.
ايه طيب this one
انا شي
is
سويته
0.8, right? Just
تخليه
use
بال100. ايوه.
yes, change the percent style to be like this. That's
انا هذا اللي سويته بالضبط.
perfect. Yes, perfect. That's so true.
اذا كان هذا
خلاص يعني أنت perfect.
Perfect.
يعني
Yes,
أنت
عندها.
سويت
تتحرى I will use if and يعني شيء complicated بيكون،
لا.
بس طلع لا وايد سهل.
لا وايد سهل ما فيه شيء. طيب the last thing we need to highlight the failed students. How can we do
أول
so?
شيء قبل أي شيء الأسامي هاي لازم هي نفسها نفس الأسامي؟
لا مو شرط. Definitely. ليش مين ما بتجيش معك هني؟
لا في أسامي ما أتقبلها بس.
اوكي تمام. طيب استخدم اي اسامي تبي. So I will apply a conditional formatting. The conditional formatting, you will just give a format to a given cell according to a condition, a given condition. So I will highlight a cell according to given condition. Yani sometimes if you want to compare, for example, the total, if it's more than 60, give it a red color, for example, or give it a green color. Okay, so you can do so from here. Highlight cells rules. Here we need to find the failed student and give them a red color. So it should be equal to. So I will go to highlight cells rules, then I will use equal to, and that's all after selecting the results here. Highlight cells rules, equal to, okay, equal to what? As we said, we need to find the failed students. And to highlight them with which color, I will use the light red fill with dark red text, or for example red text or red border, whatever. See the red border here. I prefer to use, for example, the red text.
يلو فيل. شوف اليلو فيل كيف شكل.
Okay, yellow fill. Good.
هذا أحسن شيء.
Perfect. Okay, you can use it. So just press on OK. As you can see here, we highlighted the fail. It will automatically actually highlight the failed students. Even if we changed, as we said, it will change directly what? The formatting of the given cell. يعني صارت اوتوماتيكلي مباشرة أول ما غيرنا أي ريزلت بيتأثر كل شيء total result حتى الفورماتينج. هذا الحلو في الإكسل. Clear? Clear.
إيه